Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 3 of this new series I've started on Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 NXT 2010. Going for the black and gold brand of sports entertainment right from the start. No game show, straight into the amazing wrestling that they bring. And in today's episode is their first special. It's NXT Arrival. We're not quite ready to take over. That will be next month. We're starting off with Arrival. We will be crowning 5 inaugural champions. An inaugural Cruiserweight Champion, North American Champion, Tag Team Champions, Women's Champion, and NXT World Champion. 5 titles on the line, 5 big matches. We're going to get right into it. The show kicks off with Dusty Rhodes welcoming everyone to NXT Arrival. He says that the first 4 weeks of NXT have been brilliant. Great matches featuring great competitors, both experienced and up and coming. And that is what he wanted this to be. That is what he wants NXT to be, and that's what NXT is. And tonight is the signal of NXT's true arrival. 5 champions will be crowned. Who will sit at the top of the mountain of their respective divisions? We will find out. He says we have 5 great matches tonight featuring incredible superstars at the top of their game, and any of them would be worthy champions, but they all can't be. And so it's time to get into it, he says, without further ado, for a 75. A nice start here for Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes kicking things off. Why wouldn't he? He's running the place around here. He's the GM. Making the opening as we get ready for the first match of this evening, where we will crown an inaugural Cruiserweight Champion. It is El Hijo del Fantasma taking on La Sombra. La Sombra with, of course, the ever-intimidating Luchasaurus in his corner. Looking to become Cruiserweight Champion. 2 masked luchadors looking to become Cruiserweight Champions who will establish himself right at the start as the king of the Cruiserweight division. In the end, your winner and the first NXT Cruiserweight Champion, La Sombra. La Sombra manages to hit Fantasma with the Sombra driver and cover him in just under 10 minutes to win the gold, to become NXT's first Cruiserweight Champion for a 28. Decent match between these two. 19 from Fantasma, 30 for La Sombra. It is La Sombra, though, who comes out on top, gets the win, and becomes Cruiserweight Champion. La Sombra, your first champion on NXT. And now to find out the second in the NXT North American title match. It's Alberto Del Rio taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. 2 big superstars in real life, of course. Both men have won Royal Rumbles. Del Rio, former world champion. Nakamura very well should be a former world champion, but that's not the world we live in, sadly. But still, 2 massive superstars going at it here to crown the first ever NXT North American champion. And in the end, they go back and forth. Nakamura setting up for the Kinshasa, calls for it, does his little stretch down when the music of EC3 hits. EC3 storming down the ring, jumping on the apron. Nakamura running at the apron and taking EC3 down. And then Nakamura turning into Del Rio, grabbing him, rolling him into that rolling cross armbar. Nakamura trying to get out of it, but he can't. Forced to tap. Your winner and the inaugural NXT North American Champion, Alberto Del Rio, following that distraction from EC3. 57 for the match. Really great match between these two. 50 for Del Rio and 54 for Nakamura. Both doing great, but it's Del Rio coming out on top. Del Rio, the first NXT North American Champion. After the match, he celebrates alongside EC3. He raises his title in the air. Him and EC3 somewhat aligning here, it seems. EC3 providing that distraction that helped Del Rio get the win. Nakamura not happy in the ring, but what can he do? Del Rio is the one with the gold at the end of the day for a 51 in this post-match segment. Good work from these guys. And now, time to crown our inaugural NXT Women's Champion. 2 great competitors here, AJ Lee and Karma. AJ Lee looking to overcome the odds, but Karma so dominant, so brutal, so intimidating and imposing. She destroyed Bayley. She destroyed Dakota Kai. She wants to destroy AJ Lee tonight and get her hands on that NXT Women's title. And if she gets her hands on that NXT Women's title, you have to wonder who will be able to stop her. Who will be able to come the odds of Karma. They have their entrances for a 34. And they square up in the middle of the ring. And the size difference is clear. AJ Lee looking up at Karma. Karma looking down at AJ and smiling, like she's thinking about what she's going to do to her, like she's going to enjoy it. As we get into the match, AJ Lee versus Karma. AJ Lee giving this everything she's got. She's giving Karma the match of her life. You know, Karma dominated against Dakota Kai, dominated against Bayley, but AJ Lee's giving her a fight here. Karma not completely dominant, but in the end, though, Karma does still come out on top, managing to hit that sit-out powerbomb onto AJ Lee and win the NXT Women's title. Karma, the inaugural champ. A 44 for the match. Happy with that. Decent match between these two. 27 for AJ, 51 for Karma. Karma really, really good in 2010 if you didn't know that. And it is Karma who comes out on top. And the ever dominant Karma is your inaugural NXT Women's Champion. Who's going to be able to get that title off her? No one immediately springs to mind, does it? So she could hold that belt for a very, very, very long time. As next up, we will be crowning our inaugural NXT Tag Team Champions. I put them in this later spot because the NXT Tag Team tournament went so well. All the matches were great. The division did so great. I thought they deserved to be high in the card. And so we were ready for the final matchup in that tournament. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the best friends, taking on the brothers, Bo and Bray, the Rotundas, for that NXT tag title. 38 for the entrances. Both teams want this. Both teams have respect for each other, but they want to be the one to be the inaugural champ. But only one can. And the team that wins, and your winners, and the inaugural NXT Tag Team Champions are the Rotundas. In the end, Bray hitting Kevin Owens with that standing senton splash and covering him for the 1, 2, 3. The Rotunda brothers are your NXT Tag Team Champions. The brothers have done it. They celebrate wildly with each other. They are so pleased to have done this together as family, winning the NXT Tag Team Champions, the first ever NXT Tag Team Champions. 46 for the match. Really happy with this. Good matchup from the NXT Tag Division as always. Kevin Owens sadly off his game, but still Kevin Owens doing well, getting a 42. 27 for Bo, 40 for Bray, 50 for Sami. Sami Zayn, good as ever, as I'm sure you're all aware, but unable to get the win here. The Rotundas coming out on top as the NXT Tag Team Champions. And it would be time for the main event, but instead, the Kings of Wrestling come to the ring, and Cesaro and Kazuchika Okada say that they were embarrassed by what they just saw. They said that wasn't wrestling. The Rotundas, Owens, Zayn, none of them can wrestle like Cesaro and Ono, because Cesaro and Ono are the best wrestlers in the world, and then Cesaro issues an open challenge right now to prove it, saying, daring anyone to come to the ring and try and compete with Cesaro. And who answers his challenge but the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, for a 51. And so next up will be Cesaro versus AJ Styles 1-on-1. And no, I definitely didn't just do this to try and bump up the ratings of this first event. Definitely not. It's Cesaro versus AJ Styles in the end. AJ Styles picking up the win with the phenomenal forearm for a 72. What a match from these two. Very far and above the best match of this save so far, you'll be shocked to hear. Featuring AJ Styles and Cesaro, you probably wouldn't be shocked to hear. 82 for AJ, incredible. 42 for Cesaro, very, very good. An exceptional match, it calls it, I'd have to agree. AJ Styles getting the win over Cesaro and Cassius Ohno's words coming back to bite them. The best in the world defeated here, as now is time for the main event, the NXT Championship match. The entrances of Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett. Both men are ready. Both men are wanting this. Both men competed, of course, in NXT Season 1, the game show version. Wade Barrett won in that. But who will win this? Who will be the inaugural NXT champion? A 51 for the entrances. And then the match. Both men going for it. Both men want this. Wade Barrett using his strength to his advantage to take Daniel Bryan down. But Daniel Bryan, technically so sound, fighting out of it. The underdog, hyping himself up. Indian managing to hit a running knee on Barrett, covering him only for a 2. Daniel Bryan then setting up for another one, running at Wade. Wade ducking underneath. Daniel Bryan accidentally going into the referee, not hitting him with the running knee, but bumping into him. The referee going into the rope. Daniel Bryan apologising before turning on into Wade Barrett, who punches him in the face with brass knuckles, taking Daniel Bryan down. Daniel Bryan going into the ropes, leaning on them. Wade grabbing him, lifting him up, and hitting a wasteland onto him before covering him for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner and the inaugural NXT champion, Wade Barrett. It had to be to me. Wade Barrett, the winner of NXT's game show version Season 1. I feel like he had to be the winner of my version of NXT's big first thing, the NXT title. Wade Barrett coming out on top over Daniel Bryan. After that cheating, using the brass knuckles to his advantage. Blatant cheating from Wade Barrett, but who cares? The ref didn't see. He hit the wasteland and he won the match. Wade Barrett, inaugural NXT champion, 60 for the match. Really good match, second best match. It would be the best match if AJ Styles and Cesaro didn't exist, but they do, thankfully for me. But still, a 60, really good. 64 from Bryan, 45 from Barrett. Really happy with this, as Wade Barrett gets the win. After the match, Wade Barrett celebrates. He is the inaugural NXT champion. He is smiling. The crowd are booing. They wanted Bryan to win this so much, but after Barrett's cheating, he just didn't. But still, that is it from NXT Arrival. Overall, the show gets a 60, amazing show. That AJ Cesaro match really helped bump the rating yet, I think, as well. That Dusty Rhodes opening promo increased our pop and run region. Really happy with this. This NXT 2010 series, I think, off to a good start. We have 5 of our first 6 champions in the form of La Sombra, your Cruiserweight champion, Del Rio, your North American champion, Karma, your women's champion, the Rotunda Brothers, Bo and Bray, your NXT Tag Team champions, and your NXT World Heavyweight Champion, Wade Barrett. Next time we will be back with 2 more episodes of NXT as we begin to build up to our next pay-per-view, NXT TakeOver, at which we will be crowning inaugural NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. The tournament will be happening over the next 4 episodes of NXT, so 2 episodes of the series on YouTube. And hopefully that tag team tournament will go just about as well as the men's tag has. But still, that is going to be it for today. I do hope you enjoyed this NXT Arrival special. I hope you're enjoying the NXT 2010 series as a whole. If you are, then leave a like and sub to the channel for more. Maybe go check out my other TEW series where I'm booking current day WWE, as well as maybe some of my TEW experiment videos, which I think are very good personally. And thank you for watching.